12 minutes now past 7. The Ballarat Foto Biennale is coming up again soon, starting towards the end of August and running through till mid-October. If you've never visited Ballarat when it's been running, it's well worth doing. There are exhibitions dotted all over the town, all kinds of special events. One of the events happening this year is a live podcast. There's a podcast for everything these days, including photography, of course. Probably quite a few, in fact. When Harri Met Sally is a photography podcast hosted by Harriet Tarbuck and Sally Brownbill, and they're both with you this morning. Harriet and Sally, welcome to you both.
Good morning.
Hello.
Who wants to explain firstly the name of the podcast? Obviously, you're very clever. I'm presuming you haven't had any cease and desist letters from Meg Ryan or Billy Crystal about this either?
We were worried at one point, but I'll let Sally
You were
take
worried.
this one.
You were worried. Well, we've known each other for a long time. We've both been in the industry for a really long time. We were having a coffee one day and we were just chatting in downtown Hawthorne, and Harriet and I sort of said, what are we going to do next? What do we want to do? And I said, I want to do a podcast. And she goes, how do you do a podcast? And I said, I've got no idea. and then we both went, well, why don't we just build it and they will come? And that's what we did. And Harriet's going, what will we call it? And then I just yelled out, When Harri Met Sally. And she said, no, we can't do that. And I went, yes, we can. And
we can do whatever we want.
So far, so good, it seems.
So she was a bit nervous about it, but I rang a friend, a lawyer friend, and we went through it all. And because it's a photography podcast and Harry's name's spelt with an I, off we went.
Right, okay. That's subtle but important difference there.
Exactly.
So, and obviously, very much with the idea that this would be a podcast about photography. I mean, were you sort of thinking, look, okay, there's, I'm presuming there are probably a lot of other photography podcasts, but what did you really want to drill into with this one, Sally? What did you really want it to be about?
Oh, okay.
Or Harri, sorry, whoever would like to.
No, Harri can take this one. Okay. I took the first one.
All right.
Well, it was really important for us to focus on Australian photography. There's such a world of, incredible photographers living within this country. And so it was really important for us to focus on Australia and the beautiful work that's coming out of this country in particular, but also to hear about the people behind photography as well, and not just about how you make a camera work or the technicalities of it, but really about the people and why they got into it and where their passions lie and how we can all, tap into our creative selves, I guess.
Okay. What are your own stories there as well? I'm presuming you probably share a bit of that. I mean, Sally, what's your what's been your path into photography and your love of it?
How long have you got, Jeremy?
Well, you've got about 30 seconds. So
okay, good. Right. Okay, I trained as a commercial
challenge
photographer.
for Sally.
Oh, shush. I trained as a commercial photographer, worked here for a while, worked in film and television in London, came back to Australia, started teaching photography, started managing photographers and then all other creatives, and wrote books and got heavily involved predominantly in the commercial industry of photography. And then sort of with those commercial photographers started looking at, ways to feed their soul other than commercial, and looking at art-based photography, which is now it's Harriet's turn. How did I do? 30 seconds.
That was good. Harriet, off you go.
Let's see if I can stand up to the challenge. I've always loved photography. It's been something that I've done since I was a kid. I had my first camera when I was 6 years old, and had always been that person with the camera at all the parties when I was younger, and just always had a passion for it. And I studied it as well and went into commercial photography, and then I've gone into education now. So I educate at Photography Studies College and teach the new generation of photographers, and also do a lot of mentoring and work with photographers to kind of realize their vision, as well as trying to find my own vision as well. So, all sides of the industry, really.
Yeah. What are some of the issues? Sorry, go on.
No, I think that's a really important point that Harriet makes. We're both very involved in not just, as Harriet said, how to take pictures, but the people behind the pictures, but also education. We're both doing a lot of work in that space, which and have done for a really long time. So I've seen so many changes and continue to. It's and mentoring people coming through is also such a big part of what we both love to do. So there's a lot of synergies there as well.
I imagine one of the big changes that you've seen is that these days, we all carry a camera in our pocket pretty much. Has that in some way, devalued photography or how we think about it?
Oh gosh,
Harry.
good question. It's a very interesting topic, isn't it? I think in some ways it's actually valued it more. I think, there's so many people that everyone takes a photo now. Everyone's making a document of their lives as they kind of go through life now these days. So in some ways it's become a hugely a viable commodity, really. But then, in a commercial sense, everyone can take a photo now. So it's really hard for those people at the top of their industry to really, make a really great living like they did, 20 years ago when there was a limited amount of people that could really do their craft really well.
Yeah.
And I'd like to add, I think on the flip side of that too, I totally agree with Harry, but I'd also like to say that at the end of the day, what a commercial or an or a photographer that's trained and really understands the business of photography understands is how to pull a team together, how to manage an entire shoot, how to quote on it properly, how to make things happen. And that's what you're really looking for when you're looking for a photographer that's going to run a campaign for you. It's very hard to work
An all-rounder.
Yeah.
I guess
very hard to work with somebody that's just fantastic on their phone unless they have all of that other stuff going as well.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the other thing as well, maybe it's been a good thing in a way because I guess, you can really appreciate a beautiful photograph much more now, perhaps when you sort of look at the things that are on your own camera roll, where you've sort of, badly taken things or whatever. Maybe there are just so many bad photos now that the good ones really stand out.
Well, but look, there's not a lot of bad ones being taken on phones, to be honest. I mean, people are so photographically literate these days.
Yeah.
So you've got to step up your mark even more, I think, actually.
Yeah, indeed. Look, we should just talk briefly about what you've got planned for the Biennale as well. So you're planning this live podcast, and you've got a range of special guests joining you. So what's going to be happening?
Do you want me to take this one, Harry?
Sure, Sal.
Okay, so we've got we're going to be set up at 101 Lydiard Street North on Sunday the 24th of August. We'll be there between 9 and 12. We've got 5 guests, which we're hugely excited about. One is Campbell Addy, who is the major feature for the Ballarat Biennale, who's a British-based fashion photographer whose work is berserk. It's so beautiful. Then we've got Ibi Najoya, who is the set designer for Campbell, which will be a really interesting conversation. Then we've got the fabulous Penny Stevens, who's a photojournalist, and a young upcoming guy called Le Nguyen Phuong, who's an emerging photographer that Harriet knows quite well. Harriet can talk about him in a minute. And Emily Raphael, who I spoke to the other day, who's a recent graduate and has won some amazing awards and is drawing inspiration from, classism and Renaissance and brutalism, and her work's just bonkers as well. So they're really different. Do you want to talk about Fong a little bit, Harry?
Yeah, well, I was just going to say the exciting thing about this kind of panel that we're going to be, panel of people that we're going to be talking to on the Sunday at Ballarat, is that we sort of know some of them really well and we don't know some of them well, which is kind of all about what we do on the podcast as well. We're always kind of bringing in friends, people in the industry that we've known for a long time, but also talking with people that, are quite new to us or maybe new to one of us. So it's this really exciting mix of kind of expanding our own networks and people that we know, but also keeping it in the family, so to speak.
Yeah, right. And when we talk about the concept as well of a live podcast, I mean, I'm presuming you're probably not actually broadcasting it live as such, but is the idea that you will record it and then chop it up and you'll get some future episodes out of this?
Yeah, a little bit of both, Jeremy. We're actually going to go Instagram live.
Okay,
so
right,
we will be sort of recording it live, but then we're also going to be recording it and chopping it up and putting it out through our podcast channels as well. So over the whole of the Ballarat Biennale, which is about 6 weeks, we'll chop up these episodes and we'll have them going out each week so that there's something to keep everyone entertained while the Biennale's on and really connect it back to the Biennale.
Yeah, fantastic.
And I'd also like to add that you can come and watch it. There will be a live audience there. So, yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, excellent.
It's the first time we're doing it too, so it's slightly alarming, but we're
yes.
you know,
we're
normally
hand gesturing to each other all the time in the pod suite, so we're going to have to keep that down to a minimum.
I'm sure it'll be seamless and excellent listening as well. In the meantime, if people would like to get a more of a taste, I guess, of what you both do, of course, there are plenty of episodes of the When Harry Met Sally podcast, which people can go back and listen to, and perhaps acquaint yourself with what you might expect from this event. So it's 24th of August from 9 till 12 as a part of the Ballarat International Photo Biennale. More details on the website, and more details, of course, on the website about everything else that's happening as a part of the Biennale, which is another huge event happening in Ballarat very soon. Harriet and Sally, thank you both very much.
Thank you so much, Jeremy. We've got an Instagram page and also a YouTube channel, When Harry Met Sally, so get on there and look at the 2 seasons and listen to them. They're bloody fantastic, Jeremy.
Of course they are. Thank you both. We'll chat soon.
Okay, thanks.
Jeremy.
Bye.
See you then. That's
Bye.
Harriet Tarbuck and Sally Brownbill there from that podcast, the photography podcast, When Harry Met Sally.